Right, okay. Hi everyone again. Welcome back to another video. So someone kind of gave me the idea, because I usually take ideas off of you guys, and whatever you guys kind of want to watch, that's pretty much the principle of why I do the videos. So I feed you guys whatever it is you want. And there was a guy that messaged me, Sam Hardwell, credit for the video. Basically, he said, why don't I do a video on my story, meaning what was school like for me, you know, what was it like growing up, did I come from wealth, did I come from a shitty background, or how I started Forex, what made me quit my job, and the things that have happened along the way. So I'm probably not going to use the whiteboard, obviously, but the only reason why I've got little bullet points as such down is just so I don't, I guess, miss anything. I guess if it was important, then I'd know it straight away. So what I'll do, I'll just cut straight to school, because obviously you don't really want to know when I was 5 and 6 years old and all that bullshit. So I'll start when I was 15 in school. And school for me was, for me it was quite tough, because, you know, everyone around me, especially in England and stuff, most, like 9 times out of 10 people are interested in, you know, sports and that kind of stuff. So especially in my school, everyone was interested in football, they was interested in, you know, basketball, they was interested in rugby and all these like sports, and I never really had a kind of passion or a love for it. I mean, I like football, but I prefer watching it than I do actually playing it, mainly because I'm just shit. It's a sad truth, really. But yeah, so in school I kind of felt a little bit isolated, I guess, because I couldn't really fit in with everyone else, as everyone else was having conversations like, oh, this player's good, that player's good, or what about this guy, that guy, he'll be good for this team, he'll be good for that team, oh, we're playing this league, or we're going over here, we're going over there. I couldn't really blend in with their conversations. And for me, where everyone else was interested in all these sports, that's why I kind of felt a bit like a loner, I guess. I mean, I was more interested in kind of not really making money as such, but the thought of how you can make a lot of money by doing nothing. And that interested me a lot. So I started looking at online, this is back when I was 15. So I started looking online, just like literally just on Google and like YouTube videos and stuff like that, like how to make money without doing anything. And a lot of things come up, like all you invest in, or your property, you know, or your annual or monthly incomes coming in from all sorts of investments you've had, and one of them was Forex. And I didn't really know too much about Forex. I didn't even know what it meant or what it was back then. So I watched a couple videos online on YouTube, and it weren't to teach myself back then. It was, I literally just looked up Forex lifestyle. And in these videos, you just see these guys just traveling around the world, and, you know, they can make money on a simple tap of their phone, lock their phone, couple hours, couple of days later, they bring up their phone, right, cool, that's money in the bank, right, that's paid for our next destination we're going to go to. And for me, that's what really, really interested me, the fact that they're able to basically make money by doing nothing. And for me, that really interested me. So that's when I started kind of learning, right, what is Forex? How are people trading? How do they do this? How do they do that? I wasn't interested in making the money as such. I was interested in making a small bit of income, so it was enough for me to not have to do anything. So when I was 15, I kind of looked at it and I noticed you had to be 18 to open up a real account. So I was like, well, that's pointless, I might as well start when I was 18. So I was just like, actually, no, do you know what? I'll teach myself now on a demo account. So by the time I'm 18, I can chuck in some money and crack on. So by the time I was 18, I already knew what I was doing, in a way. So during the time, that's when I started learning, started teaching myself, started doing, like learning from YouTube videos. I got a book called Forex for Beginners, and I read that within 2 weeks. and I read it again, and then again, and then again. So everything I was reading in that book, I wanted to make sure it was in my head no matter what. So yeah, school finished. Still didn't really know what I wanted to do. I mean, like I said, I've always wanted to be able to make money without doing anything, because for me, the thought of manual labour is just sickening. Like, I can't stand manual labour. Like, my stepdad, Steve, we was painting and decorating my room, and it is physically impossible to mess up an undercoat on a wall. And my stupid ass somehow fucked up an undercoat on a pure wall, and it's just meant to be painted white. And for some reason, I don't know how, I ended up getting more paint on the floor and more paint on me than I actually did on the wall. So yeah, I knew then manual labour is not my kind of thing. So I always wanted to kind of do something online. I didn't want the thought of waking up and going to work and working for somebody else. I've never wanted to do that, mainly because I'm quite a stubborn little dickhead, I guess, because I can't stand being told what to do and when to do it. Because 9 times out of 10, like, even if you ask me now, Harrison, can you do this? Harrison, can you do that? And if you keep on saying do this, do this, do this, do this, I purposely won't do it, or I purposely take longer to do it on the pure fact that I'm being asked to do it over and over again. I do things I want to do in my own time. I know that makes me sound like a bit of a prick sometimes, but that's the sad truth. Anyway, so I left school, started college. I didn't really do too well in school. I mean, I did okay enough. I mean, I passed everything, but it was more like C's. The only 2 A stars I got were in maths, funnily enough, and in PE. So I wanted to go to college and do like accounting and stuff like that. But my old man kind of talked me out of it. He said, you don't want to do this, like, this will take years, and you have to go to uni, then you'll be in debt, and then you have to get a master's, and you have to get a job, and you have to start down low, and then while you're doing all that, you still got to pay for student loans, and then find somewhere to live, and all this crap. And for me, I don't, like, how I see uni, it's going to sound pretty weird, but I see uni as the Game of Loans. Obviously, hypothetical, for the Game of Thrones, I call university the Game of Loans. Yeah, so I was in college, started doing like a PE course, because I was like, do you know what? I was like, I'll just be a personal trainer. I was like, it's a piece of piss. I mean, all I've got to do is get someone to lift a weight and go, push, 1 more rep, no, 1 more, nice one. You know, I was just like, it's an easy job. So I was still learning at the time, still watching my videos. So after college, I still come home, like practicing on my demo account and trying to learn different things as I could each and every day. And while I was in college, we was playing football, a 5-a-side team, and I ended up breaking my leg because I got really cocky. The team we were playing against weren't the best, so I thought, do you know what, I'll do a bit of Cristiano Ronaldo, I'll do like a couple flip-flaps, and I'll do a couple crossovers and all this kind of stuff. And then, stupidly enough, I went to do a little flip-flap with my little foot, and I kind of fucked it up. And there's no one, the funny thing is there was no one around me, so I couldn't blame me falling over or blame me being tackled, because there was no one near me. So then I fell straight on the floor, and literally you just heard, and as soon as I heard that click, I was like, fuck, yeah, that's done. So I was rushed to hospital, and everyone said, nah, it's probably just a bruise, like, you'll be fine, because I was kind of laying there, I wasn't really making much of a fuss. I'm not trying to act like a hard man, but I weren't really too bothered about it, because it didn't really affect me. It hurt for like the first 30 seconds, but then after that, I got quite used to it, because I guess I got quite a high pain threshold. So yeah, I rushed to hospital, and it turned out I had snapped my, it was either my tibia or my fibula right down by my ankle, so technically I broke my ankle. And I went back to college the next day, and I had my cast on already, and I had people like walking into my leg, and it really hurt. So my teachers were like, don't worry about coming into college, like, it's fine. And I said, well, I've got so much coursework to do, how am I going to catch up? And they said to me, don't worry about it, it's fine, we'll sort it out for you, it's not a problem. So I was like, okay, cool. So 6-7 weeks off, I was doing nothing. Like, for me, doing nothing really pisses me off. Like, I physically can't lay in bed for hours. I can't sit around doing nothing. I have to be doing something productive. Otherwise, I feel like I've just wasted 24 hours in a day. So long story short, went back to college after my leg had healed, and they said, "Oh, you've got all this coursework to do now." And I was a bit like, "What? Like, you guys told me you would sort it. Like, you technically told me I didn't really have to do it. And like, you said it would be sorted." And I was like, no, it has to be done. So I was like, well, I'm now 8 weeks behind every single other person, so I technically have to be in the library by myself catching up. I'd have to be in different classes by myself trying to catch up, and I was like, I'm not doing that. So I was just like, do you know what? I don't really want to be in college anyway. Never really wanted to go. So I just quit after. I was in the college for about